All right, we're going to look at number 4, where it talks about keep on tossing. So explain what the graph says about the chance behavior in the short run and the long run. So in the short run, there's a lot of variability. But in the long run, the probability approaches 0.5 or 50%. All right, number 5 talks about a TV weatherman predicting a colder than normal winter said first, in looking at the past few winters, there has been a lack of really cold weather. Even though we're not supposed to use the law of averages, we are due. Do you think that due by law of averages makes sense in talking about weather? So law of averages is talking about, like for example, if you're a batter at the plate and you are in a slump and you haven't hit a ball in a while, a lot of times people will say you're due, because if you haven't hit for a while, they assume that the next time you are up to bat that you would get a hit. So that's not exactly true. But in the long run, the number of times that you get a hit is equal to what your batting average is. So it might have a lot of variability in each individual game, but over the course of a season, it'll end up averaging out to what your batting average is. So that's why practicing more increases your average, which will increase the number of times that you get a hit in the long run. So the answer here is no, because the weather may not be independent from one year to the next. So that could be the reason for some variability. And then 2, the weatherman is looking at only a few years. Thus, the short run, which is not correct. He needs to look over a longer term, like the many, many years. Number 6, part C. So it talks about a degenerate gambler knows that red and black are equally likely to occur on each spin of a roulette wheel, assuming that there's no 0 or double 0. He observes 5 consecutive reds that occur and bets heavily on the black at the next spin. If it comes up red, he doubles his bet and continues this process until black occurs. When asked by his friends, he explains that black is due by the law of averages. Explain to Sammy what is wrong with this reasoning. So the wheel is not affected by past outcomes. It has no memory, hopefully. So basically, each spin is independent of the next. So it doesn't really matter what you got the last time. If there was red that came up the last time, that doesn't really mean that black will come up this next time. It's just each roll is independent and it's based on the probability. So, red is as likely to occur as black in this case. Part D says, after hearing you explain why red and black are still equally likely after 5 reds on the roulette wheel, Sammy moves to a poker game. He is dealt 5 straight red cards. He remembers what you said and assumes that the next card dealt in the same hand is equally likely to be red or black. Is Sammy wrong, or Sammy right or wrong, and why? So, Sammy is wrong in this case because each card given is not independent of the next. So, what that means is when one card is dealt, the probabilities inside the deck begin to change, so the cards are not independent of each other. The next card is dependent upon what you got, what the person before you or what the card dealt before was. So hopefully that makes sense. So that's the end of our notes, and then tomorrow we'll watch that short video and then do some problems in class. So see you then.